Hi everyone, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
We're so excited that it's Mother's Day because obviously we're moms. So I hope everyone is having a good Mother's Day. And for those who this day is emotional to you, we're sending you love and light. And I hope you're also having an okay day.
A little background, as we mentioned in our introduction video, we both fell pregnant pretty much at the same time.
Yeah.
Our babies are 20 days apart, to be exact. 20 days apart.
Yes.
So yeah, so right now they're like 14 months going into 15, ranging from there. And it is a fun time because they're walking and terrorizing the house and bullying us and literally 24/7 on the boobs and dummies and fun times. This is the only time we get to look cute. But after this, we're back into mom mode. Everything. So yeah, as Brenda said, happy Mother's Day to all those who lost their babies, who are aspiring to be mothers, who have gone through the struggle of wanting to fall pregnant. There's so many methods of getting pregnant now, IVF, surrogate. We hope that all those methods work one way or another, because adoption as well. A lot of women, they do want to have kids. They want, you want to carry your own little baba.
Yes.
So we just pray that everything will be okay, and you get to meet the love of your lives. Trust me, your partner is not the love of your life. Your baby is the love of your life.
Yes. I support this message.
Yes, because it's real out there. But anyway, welcome to our episode 3.
Yes.
So on our IG, we mentioned that we're gonna do this differently. We're gonna do like a question and answer type of video, and so we're just gonna go straight into it, and we hope you enjoy.
Yes, so I've got the questions here. So what do you enjoy the most about motherhood?
I think for me, the thing that I enjoy the most is their growth and development.
Yes.
Because from someone who's so helpless and relies on you 24/7 to now walking around and thinking, oh, we both have boys, so I'm gonna be referring to he all the time.
Yes.
And pretty much he now owns the house. So that that stage of from helplessness to now, it's like, oh, there's so much things they've gone through.
Yes.
And it's just beautiful to watch them grow. What about you?
I'm pretty much the same, and just adding the little moments, the smiles and the laughs and the cute little things, and yes, there's just so many little moments that just make you smile and appreciate the opportunity to be a mom.
Oh yes.
Or
or like when they cry and you're the first person they run to. Oh, that is cute. It's like, come to mama.
I'm the comfort.
I'm the comfort. yeah exactly.
So motherhood is a lot of ups and downs.
Yes.
But there's a lot of really great things about it too.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. How did you know you are ready to be a mom?
You go first.
Well, I had wanted to be a mom for a while because I had been with my husband for a while, and there was moments of, I want to be a mom, and why are we waiting, and yes, so I pretty much just had the yearn. When you're looking at other people with their kids, and you're just feeling like, I want to experience that. So for me, it had been a long time, maybe 3 years before I fell pregnant. I had already wanted.
This is after marriage, after getting married.
After getting married.
Yeah.
But even when we were like engaged, I was already like,
I want a baby.
I want to have a baby, of course, at some point. But then at some point, the feeling grows more and more and more and more. Yes. What about you?
For me, to be honest, I was not ready to be. For me, it was the opposite. It was my partner who was ready to have a baby, like to start a family. But I was like, I think you got the wrong girl. But then this one time I just woke up and I'm like, let's have a baby. That's how. So I was not ready. I wasn't trying. I wasn't prepared for it. Nothing.
Yes.
I was just like, let's have a baby. That's it.
Yeah, so it's just like one moment.
Yeah,
of
one moment.
Just deciding, let's do this.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And fair enough, it's different for everyone.
Yes.
Some people don't even prepare
Yeah.
or plan. So it's whatever the case.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mama, you're doing well.
You're doing well.
Yes, and let's see. Most people say that mother and child bond is strong. What if I'm struggling to bond with my child? Well, I will say this. Bonding with your child is like a
Up and
down journey. It's not as straightforward.
Yeah.
And the first point of struggle is breastfeeding.
Yes.
Yes, so this is a whole episode down the line,
Yeah.
because we have to talk about breastfeeding and the
Yes.
myths and the expectations.
Yes.
But yeah, what do you think?
As Brenda said, yeah, it is hard because it's just expected. Oh, as soon as the baby comes out, you cry because you've met met your baby.
Yeah.
There's like all that joy, and then it's like you just feel guilty for not being able to bond with the child. And
Yes.
if that's how you feel out there, you're not alone. There are a lot of mothers who struggle to bond with their kids
Yes.
and do not feel guilty. It's easier said than done, but do not feel guilty. The bond it will grow over time.
Over time.
Yeah.
And bonding looks different for different
Yes,
people.
exactly.
So you might be a mom whose baby will not breastfeed on the first day
Yes,
or
exactly.
the first week, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be a struggle.
Yeah.
You might end up not breastfeeding and
At
going
all.
the bottle way, and that's gonna be a big struggle.
Yeah.
And then comes postpartum,
Yeah.
when you don't even want your child.
Yeah.
Which is a whole
Oh,
other
yes.
thing to get into down
Yeah.
the line. So yeah,
It's up and down.
it's up and down.
It's
Yes.
up and down.
And if you're struggling, talk to someone.
Yes.
Don't be
Seek help.
ashamed.
Yeah.
Yes. Just whoever you trust, be it your husband or your best friend or your mom, just let them know you're feeling the way you're feeling, because that validates your feelings.
Yes, exactly.
Because there's nothing as bad as being a mom and nobody's validating
Dating your
what
feelings.
you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yes. And then from there, just seek help. Google is your friend. Find a way, and it will get better, like Effie said.
Yeah.
It will get better.
It will.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hang in there. You're doing well.
Tea for tough, but you'll get there.
What's the hardest thing about motherhood, and how did you deal with it?
Ooh. You go first.
I feel like this question is really broad,
Yeah.
because it's hard to pinpoint one particular thing.
Exactly.
And I think it's worth mentioning that because we both live abroad, we don't have any family
Yeah.
here
To support.
So that's one of the hardest things
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Like giving birth, coming from the hospital, and then you get to your house and it's just
You and your partner.
and your partner, and most of the time they can only stay home maybe for a week or two,
Yeah.
and then they have to go back to work, because
Yes.
of course you have to pay rent, you have life continues. So I think for me that was my biggest struggle, like
Yeah.
coming back home. We are first time
Moms.
moms,
Yeah.
so we don't know
Anything.
we don't know anything.
Yeah.
We are scared of the baby. We are trying to heal, and you have nobody. You don't have a village. Like at home you would have your mom, your
Your
mother-in-law,
auntie,
your
your
auntie, your
cousins,
cousin,
everyone.
like literally you just lay there and breastfeed,
Yeah.
and that's it. So I think for me that was so far the hardest part of motherhood, is coming from the hospital and not having that support system. And I will, just before I finish, we do have friends.
Yes.
And we have support system, but abroad it's so difficult for
yeah.
someone to take off like a week or two to just come and support you.
And it's not the same as your mother
Yes.
or your sister or your
Or your-
mother-in-law.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also, like Brenda mentioned, like, so when your partner goes to work and it's just you and the baby in the house, there's loneliness, there's the healing part. You can't do a lot of things in the house, so you already feel guilty
Helpless.
you feel helpless that you can't even take care of your house, you can't even take care of yourself. Showering is a luxury. It is a luxury to shower. It's like, whew,
I know.
you know.
Yes.
So it's
Yes,
it
and
is.
like you said, you still have to do everything
Yes.
else because
Yeah.
this person is away all day. When they come back, they are gonna do their best.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you've been home all day with the baby. The baby needs taking care of
Yes.
constantly.
Yes. And some babies, they will want to be on your chest 24/7.
whole
Put them
time.
down,
Cry.
hellfire.
So there's no showering, there's no sleep, nothing. You just don't feel like yourself.
No.
Yes.
No. Adjusting.
Adjusting. Yes, I like
Adjusting
that word.
into motherhood. Eh?
Yes, because with time you become superwoman.
Yeah.
For some reason you start doing everything.
Yeah.
But because it's new, it takes a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, is that the same?
For me,
the
yeah.
hardest part?
Yeah, that was one of the hardest.
Yes.
But I can say my number one, like there was a lot of hurdles.
Yes.
But my number one was dealing with my son's allergies.
Yes.
Food allergies.
Yes.
Back in Kenya, or let me say just Africa as a continent, we don't know much about allergies.
Yes.
And coming abroad and also here, like, because you don't know much about allergies, you don't think of researching into them.
Yes.
And then when it hits you and you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then especially if you didn't know it runs in the family, because no one tells you things.
Yes.
It's like, oh, you start blaming each other as partners, and you know, it's like you feel guilty that why didn't I do research on this? Why didn't I stop it before it became worse? So,
and at the same time, if I can just chime in, it's very difficult because you have no knowledge of what's happening. Even before you named it to be allergies, at first you were not sure what's...
Yes. You just think, oh, okay, my baby's gonna be okay, but it's not getting okay. And then you go to the doctors tell you, oh, it's gonna be fine, but there's that motherly instinct, and it's like, no, my baby's not fine. And it took a long time until we got to know what the allergy was, and that was the hardest time of my life.
Yes, I can remember.
Yeah,
it's a very very hard time.
Oh my god.
Yes, we'll delve into this much deeper later, just to sensitize people on what to watch out for.
Yes,
and things you can do, because you have really worked hard.
Oh.
And where you are now, it's just night and day.
Yeah.
He's such a happy boy. He's doing so well. So it's good job, Mom.
Thank you. Turn me into a vegetarian.
I know.
Me, a vegetarian. But
Yes.
anything for our babies.
Yes.
Anything for our babies.
That's let's see. Are you the disciplinarian or your partner? Wow. We were just talking about this because our kids are so different. And her son is so gentle, and mine is a lion.
It's okay. They have to balance, you know?
Yes. So there's that personality differences, and yes. At the moment, I don't know if we're in the stage of discipline yet. Like there's things, yes, you try and tell them, but I think they're too young to really
understand.
Name it as disciplinarian. Yes.
What will you call it then?
I would just call it
Shaping?
shaping,
Shaping.
molding. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like at this point, I feel like discipline is such a such a hard word. But maybe down the line, I think I can see myself more of the disciplinarian, because I feel like my husband is very, very soft at the moment. Maybe it might
Maybe it
change.
will change.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like I am the one who has to sometimes take the reins and say, no, don't, don't allow him to do that. What do you think?
For me, if you know me, you'll think I'm the disciplinarian. I used to think I will be the one as well, because my partner is gentle, calm, soft. Sometimes I'm like,
Too soft.
too soft.
Yes.
But for me, you know, I want to do this bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And once that baby came out, I became so soft.
I was foolish. I was too myself.
I cannot discipline I can't. It's too hard. Like, I break when my baby cries, literally. So it's my partner who does the
shaping at the
molding.
Yeah.
And I was actually shocked to see that side of him because I've never seen that side of him.
Nice.
I was like, whew, that's
Thank
one less stress.
Yes, otherwise it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah.
Someone has to take. Yeah.
And I think he also saw how soft I was. It was like, you know, why you always
you
soft on him?
I feel him because that's how when you see it, the other person, you're like, no, don't let them do that. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm the type of mom, like, if he asks for a razor blade, I'll just give him the razor blade. Like,
bye-bye.
Like, it's okay if you cut yourself, I'll wipe it. You know? Yeah. So
but I don't want you to cry.
I don't want you to cry.
To be upset.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm that type of mom. But yeah.
But yes, I think at the moment we will revisit this once we are dealing with toddlers, and I know our response will be different.
Yes.
And I just want to remind you guys that our kids are still young.
Yes.
So our responses might be very different to mothers who are seasoned.
Yes.
So if you're a seasoned mom out there, please advise us because we are just
we're
going with the flow.
Yeah. That's true. We are just going with the flow. There's no
like what is it, like a playbook on how to do parenting. You just every day is different and you just deal with things that come on the day. Okay. Sorry, I have to keep referring to my phone. There's a lot of information on parenting, on how to be a mother. How do you keep up with all of that information? And what if you're not perfect? First of all, there's no perfection.
There's no perfect mother.
Yes. What do you think?
For me, there's, trust me, as soon as you tell people you're pregnant, it's advice 24. So it's like, I did not ask for your advice, thank you, but I did not ask for your advice. Like, it's constant. And then, as you know, on social media, especially Instagram, if you search for one thing, your whole search page, pregnancy, giving birth, like, there's a lot of things. And to be honest, for me, I think what helped me was sometimes I had to block. I had to block myself from all these things, because you as the mother, you know what you want. You know how you want to raise your child. Yes. Like, it's good to get help from outside, but remember, you're the mainstream. Yes, exactly. Like, if you want your child to sleep at 7, no one should tell you, oh no, let your baby stay up, or no, like, because everyone will tell you, if they sleep at 7, then this and this will happen. Like, no one should tell you anything. Like, just learn how to block some information. Some information is good, some advices are good. It's the same thing, not just in motherhood, in relationships or life. Yes. People will give you advice. You choose which advice you want to go with it. Take. Yeah. And
we live in different societies. Yeah. So what would work for one person would not work for you, or your surroundings, or your economic bracket, because sometimes you're watching all these aesthetic mothers on Instagram and you're thinking, oh my god, my house is so messy, my house is not up to par, or my kids' clothes are not. Just parent.
Yes,
just show up. That's what motherhood is. Just show up and be present. Don't worry about, oh, I haven't done this perfectly, or this is supposed. And one of the things about the Western world is there's a lot of guidelines and timelines and schedules and sleep training and milk pumping and like, pick and choose what works for you, and don't feel pressure or like you're a failure if you're not and the babies, they take their own time, my friend. They will do what they want to do when they're ready. It doesn't matter. So we're not saying that sleep training is bad. We're not saying that milk pumping is bad. We're not saying, and we will
went
talk
through
about
that.
we'll talk about our
Yeah.
experience and what worked for us. So we're just saying you're okay.
Yeah.
Just the way you are.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it, as long as the baby is happy and not sick.
Yes.
And, yes.
Yeah.
And then even if they're sick, as long as you're taking them to the doctor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
There is no perfection in motherhood.
No.
There's too much information out there. So filter, pick and choose what
Yes.
works for you.
Plus, like, you're already going through a lot with the recovery. Like, give yourself grace. Like,
yes.
you can't be, as Brenda said, oh, my house is not clean, but you see all these moms on Instagram. Let your house be dirty. Let's
Spend time with your baby.
spend time with your baby. For me, my mantra is, this kid is gonna grow up and then it's gonna be like, I don't want anything to do with you, mom. This is the time to embrace that. Oh, mommy, I want you. Like,
Exactly.
don't.
And that comes very soon. Like
Yes.
by 5 years, not 5 o'clock. Jesus. By 5
Flash.
years, they are gone. They are just on the
Yeah.
gadgets or
Yeah.
reading their own. Like they're not. They don't care anymore
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah.
And it's gonna break your heart if you didn't do your best
Yeah.
to spend time. And then they're not gonna remember the house was dirty.
No.
They're only gonna remember mom was
Mom was not there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like take opportunity, take advantage of that time when
That
they
you
need.
have with your son.
Cuddle as much as you can. Trust me,
Yeah.
at this age, you want to cuddle them, they run away. You're like, where's my little baby? But yeah,
Yes.
just
Yes. There's the famous quote that the days are long. Something like the days
are long, but the years
yes,
are shorter.
Yes,
Yeah.
so something like that, where you feel like, oh, it's endless, but then we can barely remember. We just gave birth last
Yeah.
year, but it feels like,
It's been years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Almost on. Do you ask for help?
Mm.
Yes. First of all, our avenues of asking for help is
Yes.
very limited.
Limited.
So maybe if you mean like if we're having like a mental day, like a mental health, like taking a mental health day where you're telling your partner, I'm not okay today, please stay at home with the baby so I can just go
Be
out.
myself.
Yes,
Yeah.
away from everything. Just go out and be myself. Do my nails or do something that makes me feel like me again. Maybe that's the kind of help. But honestly, sometimes it's hard to ask for help.
It is hard because you as a mother, you already feel that responsibility. I need to take care of my baby. I need to do this. I need to do that. And trust me, you'll burn out.
Yeah.
You will
burn out. And sometimes when you're a new mom, you don't trust anyone with your child. Like sometimes you're like, oh, watch the baby for 2 hours. And you're just like, is he breathing?
Exactly.
What is he doing now?
Yeah.
Has he opened his eyes? It's like, bro.
Has he opened his eyes?
Oh goodness. And that's
It's
especially
so
when
true.
they're very small. Like right now, if someone wants to watch my son,
Take him.
Well, not everyone,
Yeah.
but you understand, it's more comfortable now.
Yeah.
But that time when they're very little, it's like you're so attached to your baby.
Yeah.
You don't even want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I remember when we were going out in the car, I was like, I'm gonna sit at the
At the
back
back?
seat, so I'm with
On
the
a bed,
baby.
sure,
And
it's
like,
okay.
husband's like, so, and then
Yeah.
like why are you being so but it's just how it is.
Yeah, it's that.
It's maybe
It's
because
that motherly thing.
yeah. So yeah, it's the challenge is you want to ask for help, but then do you trust people to help you?
Exactly.
Yes.
Like sometimes it's even hard to trust the father of the child.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's like
But half the time they do things
they do
wrong.
things. I know. They
That's
do.
just between us. Half the time, but it's wrong in our eyes, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But you know how moms are with OCD. Oh, you didn't put this the right place, and with time you learn to just pick your battles.
Yes.
But Yes.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
you know, initially you're a bit of a control freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you said, like at the beginning, you're a control freak. When did you stop being a control freak? Or how did you stop being a control freak?
I think it's just gradual. Yes. I don't know. I can't pinpoint a certain day or time, but I feel like it's with time you just realize the baby's fine. You know, especially with things like boiling the bottles. No, it's not good enough. You know that TikTok where you're boiling the bottles and then the kid is out there eating that?
Exactly.
Yes,
It's like, why are we so sanitizing and sterilizing when the baby just wants to eat mud?
Yeah. It's just the little things that you're like, oh, you know, fussy about. But I don't know. What about you? Wow.
For me, I think it was this one time. I remember clearly. It was a Sunday,
Yeah.
and my partner was like, you know what? I'll stay home with the baby. You
go
go out. And I was like, what if you don't put him to sleep on time? But he needs to be on the boob to sleep.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Effie, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, your partner has given you go, and you're still worried here. And I was like, you know what? In as much as I'm the mother and I'm worried, the father also needs to bond with the child.
Yes.
He, like, I can tell my partner, this is how I want you to do things, but he has his own way.
Yeah.
And to us, as Brenda said, it's not right in our way, but they have to do it their own way. Let them make their own mistakes
and
learn.
Yes.
If you keep being control freaks, then you pretty much a mother of two kids,
Exactly.
your husband and the child.
Allow them to be a parent, because they are a parent.
They are, exactly.
You're not doing it on your own.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think also people need to remember, for those who have single parents,
Yes.
it is hard, but in our case, like, we have mom, like our kids have us and the dad.
Yeah.
If you're a mom, be a mom. If you're a dad, be a dad. You can't, you the mom, you can't be both. Like, if you're in a two-parent household. If it's a one-parent household, it's definitely different.
Yes.
So yeah, allow the father to be the father. Allow the mother to be the mother.
And sometimes you don't know everything. As hard as it is for us to accept, you don't know. Sometimes they do things and you're mind blown. You're like, oh my God.
You're like, how will you do that to your child?
Exactly. Like, that's such a good idea. You know, like when they do something a certain way and then silently you're like, oh my God, that is such
why
a
did
good
I
idea.
think of that? And then you do it next time, and then you're like, oh, I
This is
discovered
my-
it. You take credit, you know. Like, but no, give them credit. Actually, when your partners do a good job with the kids, give them credit because people, a lot of society doesn't give credit to dads as well.
No, exactly. And if you give them credit, then you know
they want to do more.
Everyone likes to be appreciated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're almost done. If you could do anything different, what would it be?
You.
I think about breastfeeding. I would have tried more, because I stopped breastfeeding around 8 months, and I did stop because I went back to work, and then because of the supply issue, you know, I was not pumping enough, so I wasn't having enough of the milk, and then the baby was getting bored on the boob, because you know. So I would say maybe I would have given it more of a given it more effort, but I am proud for doing it for 8 months. So big up. But yeah, I think that's the only thing. Maybe I would have tried more. But every other thing, I think I just appreciate all the mistakes I made. I don't think, I just did the best that I knew how to do at, given that, you know, you're parenting on your own. First time mom.
Credit.
Yes.
Credit.
So it's not easy.
It's not.
What about you?
Before I say mine, as Brenda said, like with breastfeeding,
Yeah.
that's how we feel as moms.
Yeah.
That when we can't breastfeed anymore, there's that guilt. You feel like you're failing.
Very deep. And then
Yeah.
everyone, my mom is like, oh, you stop breastfeeding. Like,
Yeah.
And she doesn't mean it in a bad
Yeah.
way, but you know, like, it's also like every time someone says it, you
There's
feel
that
like,
judgment.
oh, you know,
yeah.
like
It's like you
oh.
made the wrong decision
Yes,
to stop breastfeeding.
Yes.
And people should stop making moms feel guilty for breastfeeding or not breastfeeding.
Yes.
It works for other people. Some people breastfeed until the kid goes to school.
Yeah.
Some people, they struggle with supply issues. You
Yes.
know, there's a lot of issues with
And
breastfeeding.
like you said, it's funny because society will shame you for not breastfeeding
Yeah.
long enough. But then when you're breastfeeding after
Long
2,
enough.
they're like, you're still
Yeah.
breastfeeding.
Yeah.
Why? Well,
Like you can never.
you can't win.
You can't win,
Yeah.
and you need to give yourself grace. As I said, like if you breastfeed for 3 months, appreciate those 3 months.
Yeah.
If you breastfeed for 10 years, but like appreciate that time. Can you imagine?
10 years, I'll give Buy him a cow.
Yeah, no.
Yes, you're gonna say something.
For me, the thing that I would have done differently is research more about food allergies.
Yes.
Like that is very, very, I think until it actually happens to you, that's
Yes.
when you're like, okay, I need to do something about it.
Yeah.
But before that, you actually don't think of it.
No.
You do not think of it. And you know what's funny? My partner told me he could not drink milk until he was 9 years old. This is cow's milk.
Yeah.
So if he wants to drink milk until today, if he wants to drink cow's milk, he has to boil the milk first. He actually told me that before. But me, it just ilipita too.
So you didn't think anything
I didn't
of
think
it.
of it.
Yeah.
And I remember I even asked him, why are you boiling milk before drinking it? Like it did not hit my head until now. It happened to my baby, and I was like, I should have listened back then. I listened, yes, but I did not understand. Yes. So I should have. That's the only thing that I would have done different.
Yeah.
Research on why are you boiling milk before drinking it.
Or
Yeah.
like if your partner, like just having these conversations
Yeah.
before you have kids, like
Oh, yeah, you need to.
is there anything in your
Yeah.
family that
Yes.
you think could affect? Because
Yeah.
it's not like you're putting someone's stigmatizing them.
No.
You're just preparing,
Yeah.
so that if you get a child and something happens, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, at least we know we have A, B, C, D.
Yeah,
and
you're
possibility.
prepared for it.
Yes, yes.
And because I didn't listen, I wasn't prepared for it.
Yes.
Until it hit me like that was that was the only thing I could have done different.
Which is the most used and the least used item from the stuff you got for your baby? Least used, I think for me, is that wipes warmer. You know, the thing that warms the wipes.
You bought that?
I bought that.
Yeah. I did not know there was a wipes warmer. Why didn't you tell me?
I told you.
Did you?
Oh, no, well, I don't know. I think we shared each other like a list of things to buy.
You will have, I would have remembered. Anyway.
I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay, but the thing is, you have to wait for it to get warm.
Oh, so it's not
maybe
instant?
It's instant, but then you have to put, like, because you switch it off. You can leave it on the whole time because it's electric. So you switch it on and then you give it a few minutes. So when the baby cries, it's
There's
just
no time.
easy to use hot water, honestly.
Yeah.
Just from
Yeah.
the thermos,
Yeah.
it's faster. Like I used it, but the moment's just packed away. Yes.
Okay.
I think most used could be the pram, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pram or the bed,
The car seat.
the car seat. Yes.
Yeah.
What about you?
For me, the least used is the change table.
Oh yeah, I didn't buy a change table because I had a very small house at the moment. At the time I gave birth, there was barely any space.
Me, as I said, I'm the type of mom, I will buy things.
Yes.
I bought things. And I remember my partner asked me, I brought the change table.
Yes.
And then my partner asked me, what is that for?
Yeah.
Well, we have to change the baby's
the
diaper on the change table.
Yes.
I was like, you just change him on the bed. I was like, no,
not in this era.
not in this era. Trust me, I have never used that thing. And guess where I changed my baby? On the bed.
Because the man knew it.
Exactly. Exactly. And then my most used, I will say, car seat, the pram.
Yes.
He doesn't even sleep in his bed. And I bought his bed. He sleeps with me.
Oh, mine has used.
Yeah,
his
yours
bed
has used his bed
a lot, and yes.
Mine, because during the day he's a daycare, and then
Yes.
at night then we sleep together. So
Together.
really, he does
That's
not
it.
use his bed. So yeah.
I think I also say for me the boppy. I don't know if you know the is it the pillow that you put on the baby before you breastfeed?
Oh yes.
Like the breastfeeding pillow.
Yeah.
And this is for people with big boobs. We will have these conversations. People with big boobs, tukutane after hii video.
Yeah.
If you have big boobs, you will appreciate, because I remember that was the thing. It was at some point, it was like, I had to wash the
cloth,
cover
yes.
every day because it was getting milk everywhere. And yes, but it was really, really helpful in my breastfeeding time. I think I used it every day.
I remember when I visited you, and then you used it.
And you're asking me,
I was like,
how? Why? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because if you have big boobs, there's a lot of challenges. Anyway, with
And
breastfeeding.
that pillow is actually helpful, especially for the ones who've gone through CS.
Yes.
It is very helpful. Anyway, we'll talk about this.
We'll
in
talk
another-
about this. We're gonna do, at the moment we're doing the immigration series, and then we're gonna dive into motherhood and
Yes.
all the joys. We're gonna break down
every single
packing
detail.
list,
Yeah.
what to buy, what we think you don't
Yeah.
need, doctor's visits, vaccines. Like we really want to, because yes, we feel like we have
There's
a
a
lot,
lot
to
of
talk
information.
Yes.
I think people just like, oh, you have a kid, congratulations, that's it. But then there's
about. A lot.
so many layers.
Nitty-gritty. Yes. And the last question was, do you experience mom guilt, and how do you deal with it? Mom guilt, me saying about breastfeeding, that's mom guilt.
Yeah.
I experience mom guilt every day. When you go to work, you feel like you're not spending enough time with your child. But then when you stay home, you also want to
You want to earn money?
earn money, and also you want to feel like you're doing more than
Yeah.
just mothering.
Yeah.
Because there's something about losing yourself.
Yes.
And yes, so for me, mom guilt is an everyday struggle. Some days it's worse than others. But if you have a supportive partner, someone who always remind you you're doing well, as long as supporting friends who tell you you're doing well, don't be silly. Yes, but it's an everyday struggle, and it's something that I think I'm gonna deal with it even when my child is 20, 30.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our moms still experience the mom guilt.
I know,
So
I
who
can-
are we?
Yes, you can imagine sending your child abroad. They're probably feeling so guilty. And
Yeah.
like they've abandoned us.
Yeah.
And yes. What do you think about
Oh
mom
yeah,
guilt?
her at the beginning, yes, pretty much every day that mom guilt. There was, for me, because I had to go back to work early, but anyway, things happened that I extended my maternity leave.
Yeah.
So there was that. I had to go back to work early. So either someone takes care of my baby or he goes to daycare. So there was that guilt of a stranger taking care of my child. There was that mom guilt of why didn't I learn soon about the allergies. There was mom guilt of me losing myself. There's mom guilt of why is my baby crying? I can't stop my baby from crying. You know,
There's mom guilt of sometimes hating motherhood.
yes. Oh,
And being like,
Yeah.
you know, and that's like
Yeah.
a whole other topic, like
Yeah.
about not every day you'll be waking up.
It's not
"Yay, I'm a
joyous. It is
mom."
no.
Yes, no.
Some days you just
like bombastic side eye.
And then you look at your old photos, you're like, where is this girl? Yeah.
The
you know?
other day we were just going down memory lane,
Yeah.
and we have changed so
much.
And you don't realize you're changing until you start
until you look back.
Yes.
It
Or
is.
sometimes, you know, like we have, most of our friends don't have kids, and they're always going out for dinners.
I know.
Going out clubbing and meeting up, and sometimes you can't make some of those events.
No.
And you feel like you want to
You're
go.
missing out.
Yes, so you feel bad that you can't go, but then at the same time you're feeling bad because you want to go.
Yeah.
And then you're feeling upset because you're a mom and you have to stay home, so it's a whole mixture of emotions.
Or starting to look for someone to babysit,
Exactly.
or your partner has something to do. It's like
Yes.
it's
So it's a lot of things, and I think the biggest lesson from that is find mom friends. So if you are in a friend group and you're the first mom, cool, try and find a mom friend, because sometimes you just want someone who's on the same page as you, who understands that if we go out and the kids are, you know, running around and not being, because if you're out with someone who doesn't have a child, they get so impatient. You know, because kids are hard to handle outside and stuff. So get yourself a mom friend if you can.
And also for dads, please get dad friends. Don't think, oh, like me, I can just put the baby to sleep, that's it. Dads go through and especially men do not talk about what they feel. And you also need dad friends. You just can't be like, you know, I got this.
And then, you know, if it's dad friends, then they're also thinking about the kids. But if it's single friends, they're like, bro, come out, let's chill every day. But the dad friends actually understand that you have to be home.
And like you're a family man now.
You're
no longer that, kuna form hapa, you know, like,
definitely the end of the video. I hope you had a lovely Mother's Day, felt special, like the special being that you are every day. You're killing it. Don't be hard on yourself. Until next Mother's Day, stay sane.
And happy Mother's Day.
Oh,
we did a good job. We did a good job. All right.